Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Omkar, on behalf of Korean Advisors, I welcome you all to the virtual roadshow of Yaap Digital Limited. So, today we will provide a brief overview of the company and its innovative business model. The company Yaap Digital Limited is a digital marketing, content, and technology service company combining storytelling, data, and AI to offer influencer marketing, content creation, performance marketing, UI UX design, media buying, and marketing analytics across India, UAE, and Singapore under the Yaap brand and its own wholly owned subsidiaries. With that, now we are pleased to have from the management side of the company, Dr. Atul Hegde, Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Thank you, Omkar, and good afternoon to everybody who's joined in. Looking forward to a very fruitful session and telling everybody about the company app, what we have built in the last 10 years. So that's really the objective of this call.
Then we have Mr. Manan Kapoor, Senior Partner. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Thank you, Omkar. Thank you for the introduction. Looking forward for a fruitful session.
Then we have Mr. Suraj Nedungadi, Assistant Vice President, Strategy. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Also, we have from Merchant Banking team of Socrates Capital Private Limited, Mr. Amit Patak, Manager. Good afternoon and welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to hand over the floor to the management to tell us about the journey. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Omkar. Can we start with the presentation, please? Let's just go to the first slide, title slide. Let's go back. Yeah. So welcome everybody. We'll give you a quick glimpse into Yap. We'll give you a sense of what we have been building for the last 10 years. We'll give you a sense about the kind of work we do. So we'll show you a few films. And also most importantly, we'll take you through the clients, the type of work we do, the to cover in this. But most importantly is, this is really what we are very proud of, right? Building India's first homegrown advertising network. We are in a very unique sector. We are a sector which is almost now 125,000 crores, but 85 to 90% of it is dominated by foreign players. And we feel that finally Indian companies like ours will come and change that in the medium to long term. And this is what we really feel is the role for Yap to come and build a homegrown Indian advertising network. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, move on. You can move. Next. Quickly, we'll cover just to give you an executive summary. Company offers integrated services. We do three lines of services. The first is what we call design. So any form of design that a brand would need, we would help with them that. The design could be packaging, it could be designing a YouTube series, it could be designing presence on social media, it could be designing website, apps, all of that. But the key differentiation is that any design that we do is led by a lot of analytics on consumer insights and what the brand is looking for, what the target markets are. So it's not designed for design's sake. We also are extremely strong in the influencer marketing piece, what we call as discovery. Yap went into influencer marketing almost 4.5, 5 years back, before influencer marketing became an industry on its own. So again, a very, very strong suite of ours. And finally, it's a company that works in the distribution space, which is online media. We do media planning and buying across for our clients. In terms of our ambitions, we really say that we are built for now. We have grown both inorganically and organically, and we will continue to planning to do that. Next. Yeah. So as I said, end-to-end services, so the three Ds that we operate in pretty much, fulfill 80% of all requirement that a brand would have to go live, in their marketing activities. We have started with these three services: design, discovery, and distribution in day one. And in year 10, we continue to do that. So we believe that we don't want to try and do everything. We want to do what we are good at and just go deeper in each of those services. So whether it's creation of content, whether it's working with influencers, whether it's building a tech layer on top of the influencer piece, whether it's building a tech product on top of the media buying, the distribution piece, we continue to do that. So again, very very clear on our services. We don't try and do everything for clients. We do these three services, and most of our clients, majority of your clients, buy two out of these three services from us. Yeah, next.
We are Yaap. That was kind of fast, right? Well, that's how we
Roll. We are Yaap, a new age specialized content company that brings together data, technology, and content under one.
Unified structure, our 3D philosophy, design, discovery, and distribution helps us ensure
growth. It took us 2 years to reach $3 million in revenue, and now we are adding $3 million every 2 months. How? Because we are
Built for now. Now means moving smartly from pure programmatic to full-fledged media agency.
Now means using AI and data for content and adding tech to influencer marketing.
Now means branding, packaging, creating IPs, all the way till
UI UX. Our latest offering helps us unleash the magic of user psyche to build commerce at scale. It has a lot to do with our
Yaap Army. From just 3 of us when we started,
we grew to 125 plus employees across 6 offices in India.
hey, and the Middle East.
As the company grew, so did we. I started as an intern, and now I'm director of strategy. That's because we got rid of bureaucracy. Small independent teams take full ownership of their projects, and everyone acts like an owner, which is why
we've been a great place to work 3 years in a row.
And the happiest place to work. It reflects in our work and our clients. From just 2 brands in 2016, we have now worked with over 300 brands.
To sum it up, we're an unstoppable army of passionate creative marketers
who work with global, national, and local clients.
And we make every moment count. We are Yaap. We are Built for Now.
So that really sums up, the film sums up about Yaap. It has all our key people in that film across roles, across offices. Just to give you a quick snapshot, as of December 2025, we have almost 91 clients, 75 of them in the private sector, 16 of them in the public sector. If you look at, across this revenues again, across clients the next one is really about repeat customers. So almost 50% repeat rate. So when a customer starts working with Yaap, we tend to retain them. Average customer retention for us has been more than 4 years. So for a company that's a decade old, that's a reasonable target for us. In terms of content creators, influencers, we have this last 9 months, we have worked with more than 5,000 of them. So again, a huge range of influencers. It's not just the 100, 150, 200 influencers that everybody works with. Because of our tech platform, we are able to work with a very large set of influencers. And while we reach to millions, these are the 5,000 we have specifically engaged for our campaigns. Yeah, next. So core pillars for Yaap is really data, content, and tech. Very rarely do you have companies which combine all three. You typically see companies in our space either does data content very well or does tech very well. There's very few companies that combine all of this. So whether it is making content, we will ensure that there's enough data to back that content. When we do influencer marketing, our tech ensures that there's enough analytics for us to fall back on. And when we're doing distribution, which is really paid media, whether it's performance marketing, whether it is programmatic, whether it's affiliate, ensure that there's a huge tech layer on that, which gives us a lot more insights into the consumers and the target markets that a brand would want to reach. Next. So again, 3 lines of services, what I spoke about. Then within that, we have multiple services. So within design, it could be UI, UX, it could be brand strategy, it could be packaging. within discovery, of course, influencer marketing, there's content creation that we do. We do a lot of brand integrations across content for clients and distribution, which is our media online and buying. We do programmatic, we do performance marketing, there is ad tech analysis that happens. So these are really sub services within the three broad services. Yeah, next. Some of the campaigns that we've done, we'll show you a few more films on these, or so you get a sense of the kind of work that we've been doing for brands. Yeah. Just to give you a sense of the operational workflow from initial meetings for the client, from understanding what is it that their brand requires, from understanding what their marketing activity is there, then it moves on to a planning and creating stage where you would use all the data and analytics to ensure that how do you plan a campaign. Then the next stage is really execution. If there are films to be created, we would create it. A lot of AI being currently used to create content, and we take the campaign live. Our job doesn't stop there. Extremely important. How do you measure every campaign? What was the performance so that client knows exactly if they put $1, what is the return that has come to them on that campaign? And then finally, really is the strategic feedback meet with the client to review outcomes and then plan for the next campaign. So this would be a typical workflow that we would do across the three services that we offer. Yeah. Again, we work across sectors. BFSI is one of our strongest sectors. Almost 30% of our revenues come from that. Travel and tourism is again large. We work with Dubai Tourism, which is the world's largest tourism brand. In India, we work with Meghalaya government for their tourism brand. In the past, we worked with Assam Tourism, where we did the famous Priyanka Chopra campaign for them. Ran that almost for 3 years. And rest of it comes from FMCG. There's Del Monte, which we've done some very interesting films for them. So if you see, the sectors are quite spread out. Yeah, let's move. This is just to give you a breakup of where our revenues come from. So obviously Maharashtra is a big base for us. Most large BFSI clients are based in Bombay. So that becomes a big this. Our offices, we have 8+ offices across Singapore, India, and the UAE in Dubai. About 108 people currently, which is again very unique because we use so much tech. And this, if you see other peer companies of our size, would be at least 250+ people. So our people to revenue count is one of the lowest in the industries. And our presence we have in Mumbai, Gurgaon, we have Noida, which is our tech hub. In the Northeast, we have Shillong. Internationally, we are in Dubai and Singapore. Hyderabad is the backend for our distribution business. That's how we are, and we will be opening a Bangalore office very soon. Yes, let's move. Some of our key clients, NPCI, we work on multiple brands with them, whether it's RuPay, whether it's UPI, whether it's Bharat Bill Pay. Adani Group, again, a very prestigious brand in our portfolio. We started working for them with the Dharavi project about a year and a half back, which is one of their largest developments that they're currently doing. We've now also worked with them on Adani Ports and Adani Foundation. Dubai Tourism, Danube, the recent Shah Rukh Khan campaign for Danube, where they launched a building called Shah Rukh's in Dubai. So that entire digital marketing is done by us. Idea Bars is the new show on ZTV, which is the equivalent of Shark Tank. So everything that you see in Idea Bars is designed by Yaap, and most of it is done by AI. IndusInd Bank, there's Adobe, there's National Stock Exchange, by the way, exchange where we are going to go to a list. Is a client of ours. We've done some wonderful work for them. We'll share a couple of films with you on that. Del Monte, ITC, Google. So it's across. Jindal, we work with Apple. So it's across clients that this, some of the biggest names in the industry choose to work with us because year on year we have delivered, whether it's their campaigns, whether it's their performance objectives. So, whatever the digital marketing need would be there, we would have delivered it for them. Yeah, let's move. We'll just share a few films that we've done for NSE very recently. You can play
ये
the
देखो, एक इन्वेस्टमेंट गुरु के टिप से पैसे डबल होंगे। बस ऑफर क्लेम करना है।
पैसे डबल ऐसे कोई भी ग्रुप से? तो अर्ज किया है, डबल रिटर्न्स के लालच में तुम्हें उलझाएंगे ये शेयर बाजार के अनवेरिफाइड ग्रुप। फेक टिप्स भेजकर तुम्हारी जेबें खाली कर जाएंगे। वाह 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 वाह। सेबी और एनएससी का कहना है सिर्फ सेबी रजिस्टर्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइजर से सलाह लें और पेमेंट सिर्फ वेरीफाइड अकाउंट या यूपीआई पे करें। एन इन्वेस्टर अवेयरनेस इनिशिएटिव बाय सेबी एंड एनएससी।
अरे वाह, तू भी ये ट्रेडिंग ऐप यूज करती है?
हाँ, क्योंकि इसमें गारंटीड रिटर्न्स है ना।
गारंटीड रिटर्न्स? तेरी ट्रेडिंग ऐप ऑथेंटिक तो है ना? अर्ज किया है, पहले गारंटीड और हाई रिटर्न्स का भरोसा ये दिलाते हैं, फिर फेक ऐप डाउनलोड करा के अपने झांसे में फंसाते हैं। सेबी और एनएससी का कहना है सेबी इन्वेस्टर साइट पर वेरीफाइड एप्स की लिस्ट से ही ऐप डाउनलोड करें। एन इन्वेस्टर अवेयरनेस इनिशिएटिव बाय सेबी एंड एनएससी।
The next one is for Adani. Adani Now Bharat, which is the Dharavi projects, massive project for us. If you just look at the results, 100 million plus views that we've generated for them, 10 million plus conversations. Massive growth in terms of their online presence, and in terms of content, almost 2,500 pieces of content that have been published for them from October 24. That's when we started working with them. Again, a very, very successful campaign. I'll just share a film that we have recently done for them that we are very, very proud of.
हमारे मम्मी पापा हमसे जितना प्यार करते हैं ना, और कोई नहीं कर सकता। पापा रोज सुबह उठकर लंबी लाइन में रुककर पानी लाते हैं और चाहे जितना भी थक जाए होमवर्क में हमेशा हेल्प करते हैं। और मम्मी ना कभी नहीं थकती है, चिंटू को संभालती है, कपड़े धोती है और खाना भी बनाती है। और जब मैं अपनी चॉकलेट चुपके से खाती हूँ ना, तो जोर से मेरे हमारे मम्मी पापा हमसे बहुत प्यार करती थी। मुझे ना स्कूल के दोस्तों के साथ बर्थडे मनाना है, उनको घर बुलाओ। हमारे मम्मी पापा हमारी सारी बातें मानते हैं, बस ये नहीं। वो कहते हैं कि हम अपने दोस्तों को घर नहीं बुला सकते। चिंटू! पर मैं जानती हूँ क्यों, क्योंकि हमारे मम्मी पापा हमसे बहुत प्यार करते हैं।
धारावी सुनते ही इंसान नहीं, सिर्फ उसका पता दिखता है। इसीलिए यहाँ माँ बाप अपने बच्चों को सच से नहीं, दुनिया की सोच से बचाते हैं। मगर अब धारावी बदलेगी और लोगों की सोच भी।
This is just to highlight our journey. As I said, we're a decade old. We've expanded through inorganic and organic. Some marquee acquisitions are way across this, but this has really been our journey, slow and steady. Each step that we have taken, we've never taken a step back. Whether it is branching out, establishing ourselves in Dubai, whether it is launching new service lines, getting into influencer marketing about 5 years back. So across that, every year we try to achieve something significant that will add value to our customers, and at the same time, makes it much, much stronger for us, right? And today, after a decade, we move on to our next phase, which is really hitting the capital markets. All of us internally in Yaap know that, listing is part of the next process for us. It's not a culmination of a journey. Right? None of us are offloading any shares in this IPO. We believe that we have an opportunity to build a very large company, in the medium to long term, and totally committed to doing that. So the next 10 years of Yaap, the journey begins with the capital market. Yeah, next. So this is some of our, recent. We've been Digital Agency of the Year. We won Digital Agency Head of the Year. We are extremely proud of our people culture. 5 times in a row, we have been great places to work. 2 times in a row, we have been happiest place to work. We won the Maverick of the Year awards in E4M, which is our industry, publication. Again, we won it in 2004, 24. We won it in 25. Recently we were Agency of the Year in 25. A whole host of large awards, and then multiple, I would say more than 200, 300 pieces of awards. Let's move on. So again, just to give you a glimpse of, and there are many, many, many more of these. We've just put whatever could fit onto the slide. These are all the awards that we have recently won. Yeah. Again, in terms of influencers, we work with a whole host of them, be it in India, be it in the GCC region, be it across the world, depending on what the client needs are. So across we have looked at. This is our core leadership team. In terms of promoters, there is me, there is Sudhir and Subodh, who are the non-executive directors. Manan Kapoor is our senior partner, again somebody who's been with us in this journey from day zero. He's part of this call. Anup Kumar is a senior partner who runs the distribution business for us. We had acquired him. He was founder of Oplify, and we had acquired that company. Today, even after the acquisition is done, he continues with us. Suraj is AVP strategy. You might have seen him in the film that we played in the beginning. Somebody who has grown with us. Again, his entire professional journey has been with us. Started off as part of our trainee team, and today has become AVP. Yeah, let's move. This is our advisory board. We have a very, very strong advisory board with 2 stalwarts on it. His Excellency Dr. Al-Banna is the former UAE ambassador to India, one of the few diplomats to do 2 terms, which is 8 years. He was based in Delhi, understands India-UAE relationships very well. A lot of government businesses in the UAE. He sits on the board of MR. He sits on some of the largest boards over there. He's currently advising with Emirates. So he's really our advisor and go-to person in the GCC market as we want to expand in that space. Raj Naik, one of the stalwarts in media, started off with Star Sports, went on to, head NDTV, went on to head Colors and Viacom. So he brings in a completely different media aspect to our business. So we are very lucky to have such quality people on our board. Yeah. Again, in terms of our company secretary, there's Shivani, there's Jagdish Babu, there's Shamal, who's our CFO. Yeah, let's move. Let's move. So in terms of strategic directions, as I said, we want to strengthen our inorganic expansion. So there's an identified acquisition as part of this IPO, which is Gozup. We want to focus on talent. Talent is one of the biggest for us. That's really our asset. We are very proud that we have the lowest attrition rates in the industry. Most of our senior talent is the same with us from day zero. So that's something that we would continue want to grow. Okay, presence across domestic and international markets. We've seen that India is fantastic. The way it's been growing, the way digital marketing is growing. So we will continue to continue investing in India while we grow our business in the GCC. And across our service line portfolios, how do we start integrating tech better? How do we use AI better for this? So that's a journey that we will continue doing it. We've been doing a lot of work in the last 24 months, and we will continue doing that. I spoke about an AI studio that we want to start in Bombay. While the work is already started on it, where we've started creating on AI, but this will be a focused team that will do it. And the third and the last one, most important, is to go deeper with every client. With retention with clients being so much higher, 70% of our clients work with us on an annual basis. So now within that, we want to see, as I said, on an average, they buy at least 2 services. Now we want to get deeper and see how can we ensure that they buy services across Yaap and also the companies in the future that we will acquire. Yeah. So, so why should a client be working with Yaap? Right? So we are digital native model. We started as digital. We are digital first. We are not an advertising company that also does digital. Right? So that's extremely important. This built for now, we've ensured that we are always there in terms of identifying the right things to do, whether it was getting into content by using AI a year back, whether it was getting into influencer marketing about 4 5 years back. Always identify what is right and what brands will need in digital marketing going ahead. It's a very client centric infrastructure, specific exclusive teams for clients. The leadership team that has been with us are some of the best in the industry. I keep telling people that as a company we might be 10 years old, but all our senior people have spent almost 2 decades in this business, if not more. Right? So that's extremely important when for large brands, that they see experienced people who are handling their business. Extremely agile. Our people count ensures that we are agile on the ground. Today nobody has patience. Everybody needs a company that is able to service them much faster. How do we bring agility not only in our people, but also use some of the best tech for internal systems to ensure that there's agility in delivery. And the focus will continue on content, tech and data. So it's not just going to be about content. While we show you a lot of films, there's a lot of data analysis that goes behind creating these campaigns, and we will continue down that journey. Yeah. So this is the company that we've been we have listed as one of our identified acquisitions. Gozoop is a fantastic company in this space. Again, somebody who's been around. So it's almost a 15 17-year-old company. It's not something that just started 2 3 years back, and we are looking at that. They are in one office. This gives us a huge set of new clients in Bombay. They do two kinds of services. So they do content. So 50% of their business comes from content. So that adds to a lot more to our first services, which is design. And they have a very strong 50% of it comes from a proprietary ORM platform called Hawk. So think of it as a modern age social listening CRM centers that brands need. Again, they have transformed that with the usage of AI in the last year or so. So this gives us within our 3Ds, this helps us go stronger and deeper. And the good thing is Gozoop does not do influencer marketing. They don't do distribution, which is media, which Yaap does. So suddenly there's a huge set of clients where we will be able to cross-sell and take these two services to them. So Gozoop for us and the culture, it fits into what Yaap does, So this was a great, acquisition for us in terms of this. And, so this is something that we hope to conclude very, very soon. Again, a market development strategy has been always very simple. We've not tried, to get into too many things, focus on what we do. So whether, it's a launch for clients that we want to do, whether we want to scale them in terms of performance, if there's brand transformation, whether there's brand identity that we want to build them, or just optimize existing campaigns. So across this is what we would work for with clients for. In terms of the industry, we all know, I'll not get into specific numbers, but we all know it's booming. Digital marketing today is the number one category amongst advertising spends in India, which constitutes to almost 60% of the spends. The whole category itself is about 125,000 crores. As I said, dominated by foreign players. This is a great opportunity for an Indian company to scale, and make a presence, work with larger Indian clients. So it's a category that has been growing at about 16 17%, which is in the digital part itself. So that's something that we are very, very excited about. Influencer marketing has gone from almost zero to being a 5,000 crore industry in the last 5 years. So that's really something that we look forward to. So we are happy that we are in a sector that is booming, and within that we are well placed, because things like distribution and discovery, which is influencer marketing, and media planning and buying are the fastest growing components of this industry. Yeah. So some of the emerging trends, and we are happy that we are part of it, whether it is video-based AI creation, whether it's programmatic, whether it is building AI layer on top of our media services. So across of this, we have been working. So it's not just in the last 1 year, we've been building the foundation for this in the last 3-4 years, and we are well placed to leverage this boom that's happening in India. Yeah, let's move. Some of the so-called peers here, while RK Swamy is there, it's not a like-to-like peer. There's Apple, there's DVO, there's Shabang. So across categories, across the 3Ds, for different of the service lines, we have different competitive environment. Yeah. Again, I've spoken about this, so it's a 3 pillar framework. We've got experience which is quite diverse for a young company like us. Geographically, we are present. We cover almost pan India and in GCC. The core stability with the leadership team. These are really what gives us the competitive edge. And of course, using tech and AI across all of this, not only for our services but also internally for the organization. Yes. So if I have to really sum up, we did about 155 crores of top line last year with about 11 crores of PAT. We are at for the April-December this year, we are at about 90 crores with 9 crores of PAT. And you have to understand one uniqueness about the advertising business is advertising typically is a H2 phenomenon in India. So all advertising starts from Diwali and peaks at IPL. That's really our business. And for us, Q4 generates almost 50 to 55% of our entire business historically across the years. So our best quarter is still to come. So again, growth has been consistent. It's been across that we've been doing, whether it's on client retention. Our margins, because we've invested so well about 2 years back in getting the best talent, today we are able to ensure that while we are bringing new businesses, our headcount is not going up drastically. You will see that as a reflection of improvement in our margins across years. Yeah. Some note on the IPO details. So it's about 80 crores. It's all fresh issue that we're doing. You have all the details. The price band is 130 to 145. It opens on Wednesday, closes on Friday. Recently, we did a pre-IPO round where we had Abacus led by Sunil Singhania, and we had Mukul Agarwal participate in that pre-IPO round. So in a nutshell, this is what it is about. So as I said, build for now. That's really our motto. Everything we do is ensures that the client is relevant. They're not doing outdated stuff. They're doing for today and tomorrow. That's really our, that's really the motto of the company. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. We can now take questions. Omkar, Amit, how do you want to go about it? Yes. Please let me know.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you for a great presentation. So we will start with the Q&A session. I request all participants to post your questions in the comment box. Sorry. So we have first question from Mr. Vedant that can you share the revenue split across the key service line such as the content creation, social media engagement, and influencer marketing?
So there are two ways to look at this. If you look at top line, we would have almost 75% of our revenues coming from media, not social media, but from media, which is distribution. Okay, and the remaining would be split between content creation and influencer marketing. But if you see in terms of profitability, then they're pretty much equal all across all three services that we have.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Shraddha, that what percentage of revenue comes from the long-term recurring contracts versus one-time projects, and how predictable is the revenue going forward?
70% of all revenues come from long-term recurring contracts. 30% of them come from projects, and even in those 30% of that comes from projects, about 25% are from the same set of clients who do different projects with us. So in terms of predictability, I think we can fairly accurately predict 80% of our next year's business. 20% is always something that we would strive for extra.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Imran, that how dependent is your business on performance-based marketing income?
So performance-based marketing income would be less than 7 to 8% of our overall business.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Sharwari, that how integrated are your subsidiaries such as Olifi Digital Brand, Olifi and Digital Brand Palettes?
Yeah, so Sharwari, very good question. We believe our differentiation is the power of one. Right, so we are completely integrated. One thing we are very sure that anything that we acquire, we have a clear integration mandate. Now some things take 6 months, some 12, some 18, but they get completely integrated to the business, because for the client it is one Yaap that they come to, right? And the more we integrate them, the better. So these operations are completely integrated. You would have seen in the slide we had Anup Kumar, who heads our distribution business, the media business. Anup is the founder of Oplify. So he's somebody who continues with us even after the acquisition. So yes, so they're completely integrated, and that's the only reason to acquire, that over a period of time they have to get completely integrated, so the client is dealing with one entity.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Anil, that given that most traditional ad agencies have gone digital, what is Yaap's key differentiating factor in the market?
So please understand that clients who want real digital marketing want to work with specialists. Nobody wants to go and work with somebody who says hum digital bhi karte hain, right? Nobody wants that. This is a very specialist service. People like working with digital first companies, people who are specialists who only do digital. As I said, from day one, we only do these three services. We have the temptation of doing everything because that brand is so comfortable with us, but we don't do that, because we know that being a digital specialist has immense value. A, you will be able to charge premium. B, you will be able to retain the client much larger. So that is really a very, very key differentiator. And of course, then the three services, then how you use tech and data for across these three services. But we have seen, even when we compete with pure digital companies. We don't compete with companies, traditional companies that do everything. No serious digital marketer wants to work with traditional companies that also does digital.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Anjali, that how scalable is your business without increasing employee cost proportionally?
I think with the advent of usage of tech, with the advent of AI for creation of content, we are now part of a sector which is extremely scalable without increasing the headcount. As I said, we have been very conscious of this from day one. Anybody of our size, our peers would be 2 to 2.5 times our headcount. The reason we are so small as a headcount is because of the way we deploy this. So that is a secret sauce with Yaap. We will continue doing. We do not see ourselves as suddenly becoming extremely people intensive. Yes, talent is important. We will continue investing in the right talent. But if you see our trajectory for the last 3 years, we would have gone from about 70 odd people to about 110 people, while we have doubled our businesses.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Hardeep, that what competitive advantages do you highlight in your business model?
Same thing that I spoke, right? Digital first. So we really understand digital, sticking to the three services, ensuring that there is tech and data that leads everything that we do, and not something that is done run of the mill. And most important is today clients, before they give you their business, want to see what you have done for other brands. So in 10 years, which is the real moat that we have built, is our own case studies, is our own stuff that we've done for other brands. And that's the reason why clients stick, and that's the reason why we are able to go and win new business.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Jogi, that how have EBITDA margins moved over the last 3 financial years?
I think we have moved from about 7 to 8% EBITDA to about 13.5% of EBITDA in the last 3 years.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Agarwal, that do you have any exclusive agreements with the celebrities or influencer for the content creation?
No, we don't. We are not a talent management company, right? Our business is not to represent influencers. Our business is to connect brands with the right kind of influencer. So that's where we use our exclusive data platform to identify the right influencers. The moment we start managing influencers, then we are a conflicted party. We will never recommend the best thing for brands. We will only recommend influencers that we represent, right? And that's not a model that we are there. We work with everybody that's there that is right for the brand, but our approach is brand first. If an influencer fits a brand, then we would work with them. We do not manage any of them exclusively.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Vibha, that what is your working capital cycle?
I think our working capital, I mean, we pretty much for the last 3 years been negative working capital. So working capital cycle, I think this year, again, because we are a Q4 heavy, but typically it's anywhere between 70 to 80 days if you look at an annualized period.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Durvesh, that what is the lock-in period for promoter contribution?
I think it's split equally between 1, 2, and 3 years.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Ms. Amisha, that what is your average contract tenure with the client?
So there are two things. Typically, a contract is annual or biannual, so 1 year or 2 years. But the retention of a typical client for us is more than 4 years.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Rinku, that has the audit committee reviewed Gozoo acquisition?
Yes, they have.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Mr. Gajendra. What risk arise from the regulatory changes in the digital marketing?
So there are no immediate risks for the sector overall. See, digital marketing is now almost a 20-year-old sector, so it's not a sunrise sector. But certain times, for example, recently when the gaming laws were changed, right? So suddenly you had a whole set of advertisers like Dream 11 and all who cannot do any kind of advertising anymore. Luckily, we did not have, consciously we are not taking on any gaming accounts, right? So we did not have much exposure to that. So there might be certain things based on that. But overall for digital marketing, in terms of regulatory challenges, we don't anticipate any.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Nishita, that what is the top line for Gozoo and its EBITDA margin, and is it going to be margin accelerative for us?
Yes, last year I think the top line was about 67 odd crores with about 8 crores of EBITDA. We expect that to grow by about 25% this year in terms of EBITDA. Absolutely, it will add to our margins. Not only that, not only adding to our margins, it just brings a whole set of clients to us. See, for us, that's really the real long-term benefit of an acquisition is how quickly and nicely we can grow our client pool, and that's what this acquisition does.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question from Ms. Sneha, that is there any planned capex for technology upgrades?
Yes, there is planned capex for technology upgrade, but again, in our business, we are not a capex heavy business. So our capex requirements are always going to be minimal to our overall turnover. But yes, we will be having tech upgrades regularly for the next 3 years, because a lot of it is now being powered by AI.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Imran that what are the key demand drivers for digital marketing service?
So the biggest demand drivers is consumption, right? Today, India is a young country, right? The maximum number of consumers are on digital. We are also the country with the cheapest cost per data. So people are spending more and more time on their mobiles. We are a country where each person has more than 1.5 mobiles. So so there's so much time being spent on digital. So the whole category is growing, and hence brands want to reach out to consumers on digital. So I would say a large consumer pool, extremely low cost of data, ownership of mobile phones are the three primary drivers of digital marketing in India.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Miss Nishita. Now, what is the revenue target for FY26?
As I said, we are looking at least about 30% growth from last year.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please.
Yeah.
So we have
yes, Anjali, good question. We have always benchmarked ourselves to ensure that we have minimum double growth of industry growth, right? So if you look at the digital industry, the growth is anywhere from 13 to 16%. And we have always had at least minimum double of category. And this is the benchmark that we will continue keeping, that whatever the industry grows at, we should grow at double of that.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So it's from Miss Anjali again. That are there expansion plans into new geographies?
Not new geographies, but within India, we will have an office in the south. So we'll have an office, a second office in the south. We are in Hyderabad. We will be in Bangalore. Currently in the GCC, it's Dubai. We are evaluating Saudi, but we don't have any concrete plans right now. But for us, it is more about going deeper into the existing pool and of the Gozup acquisition rather than opening too many fronts.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Lakshmikant that your revenues are heavily dependent on digital marketing. So how will the company counter risks from platform algorithm changes, ad fatigue, or a rising cost on platform like Google and Meta?
By design, we are a digital marketing company, so we don't we are not planning to get into anything else but digital marketing. Is the fastest growing sector in the advertising pie in India. So we see absolutely no risk to in terms of de-evaluating our focus. So we will continue being part of that. Algorithm changes, ad fatigue, these are the reasons why clients need experts like us in digital marketing, right? To give them the right advice, to ensure that they follow the right norms, to ensure that their ads are seen. These are the reasons why they come to us and pay a premium. So for us, these are growth drivers. That is that. Yes, rising cost on platforms like Google and Meta is going to push them towards content creators, is going to push them towards non-Google and Meta, and that's again a growth driver for us.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have next question that how do we compare with Chatterbox technology recently listed?
So Chatterbox is a completely different model. They are in the influencer marketing space, which is one of our three services. But today clients want to work in an integrated manner. So the scale of business will always be larger when you have an integrated. So with our three services, Chatterbox would be something which might compete with us in the discovery part of the 2-3 Ds that we have. But the real thing here is large clients, when they want to work with somebody who can create content for them, who can do influencer marketing, and who can do online media planning and buying. So for one of the services, they can be, a so-called comparison. Otherwise, in our overall business, it's not.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Sumit that will any portion of the proceeds be used to repay debt?
No.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Ravi that are there any entry barriers in your industry?
So,
So we have a next question from Mr. Sumit that will any portion of the proceeds be used to repay debt? Thank you, sir. Next question, please. So we have a next question from Mr. Ravi that are there any entry barriers in your industry?
So technically, there is no entry barrier. Today, tomorrow, if you have spent 10 years in digital marketing, you can start a digital marketing agency. But that's not what large brands will work with you for, right? The biggest moat is the work that you've built. The biggest moat is the tech investments that you've done and the senior talent that you have, right? Now, these take a lot of time to build. So, in fact, they are the real entry barriers into this business. But technically, if I have to look at it, if somebody wants to start a digital marketing company, yes, they can. Will large clients, like the client profile that we work with, will work with them? The answer is no.
Please. So we have next question from Ms. Smith that as on 31st December 25, the revenue is around 90 CR and the revenue of FY25 was around 152 CR. So is it possible for FY26 to go beyond 152 CR, which shall be more than 60 CR?
So just to give you a sense, this is again top line. Last year in Q4 we did more than 72 crores. Right, we are a very Q4 heavy company. So this is, I mean, we don't see this out of the way for the reason not to happen. But more importantly for us is to ensure that how do we maintain our EBITDA margins and how do we increase that, right? So it might need not necessarily come from top line, but yes, we have done almost 72 crores in the last Q4.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Thank you, Ms. Neha. Sir, I think we have got all the majority of the questions. So before we end the session, I would like to have a closing statement from you.
So as I said, our focus and my senior management that is on this call is we had a great first 10 years. For us, IPO is just the starting point, right? As I said, none of the promoters are cashing out. All of us have lock-ins. We feel that there's a great India story unfolding in the communication sector. We are at the crossroads of it with the kind of clients we have, with the kind of people we have, with the kind of work that we have generated in the last 10 years. And now in the last 2 years with the kind of tech and going ahead, in the last 1 year with AI and forward of AI integration, it's very exciting time to be in this category. India is at the center of it. As I said, 125,000 crore category, out of which 60% is digital, fastest growing. I mean, imagine at that size, it's still growing at about 12-13%, depending on which figures you look at it. So very exciting times to be part of it. At the same time, we will continue putting our heads down, not try and do everything that looks nice and opportunist. That's not the DNA of Yaap. Do one thing at a time, but don't take 3 steps backwards. We'd rather do things our own way, and we'll continue doing that. What this IPO does is, it will help us with our inorganic space. There are some great companies out there, even in the future beyond Gozu. So we'll continue in the inorganic journey while we start strengthening, continue strengthening our existing services.
Thank you, Atul sir. So thank you all of you. Thank you, Atul sir. Thank you, Manan sir. Thank you, Suraj sir. Thank you, Amit sir, for joining us. And thank you all the participants for joining us today. So have a great day.
Thank you, Omkar. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Omkar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.